VCR Party Life. VCR Party Life. At the end of the 20th century, a scientist saw a killer comet on its way. He filmed instructions for its destruction over a second-hand VHS tape, but then was hit by a Winnebago. So his assistants Nick and Joe must search every corner of his drone for the cassette that is our only home. But in the meantime, they'll play the greatest hits they found. VCR Party Life. VCR Party Life. Melinda's.
Well, hello, Melinda.
Hi, Melinda's. Welcome to VCR Party Live, Tuesday night show where Nick and I watch VHS tapes. That's Nick over there. That's Steve down there. That's George over there. And we are back, and boy, are we going to have some fun tonight.
Yeah, we're trying to get through a bunch of videos, and I started going through some old hard drives. Who watched the A-Team? Did you guys watch the A-Team growing up?
Our family didn't watch it. Our family didn't watch it.
Me either. But it's like, I think...
You guys only watched comedies, though.
Yeah, we didn't watch any action shows.
Yeah.
My parents thought Dukes of Hazzard was stupid, so every show that my friends talked about in school, I could talk your ear off about Webster, but not the A-Team, not Dukes
Did your
of
whole
Hazzard.
family watch Webster?
Yeah, absolutely.
The whole family? It wasn't just you and your
Yeah.
sister. Like, your mom and dad sat down to watch Webster,
Yeah,
too.
yeah. The sitcoms were on, and yeah. But
Okay.
I still was a huge Mr. T fan, even though I never watched the A-Team. And I think it's just because he was like a guest star on things, and I had like a little TV tray of Mr. T growing up, and there was actually a Christmas special with Webster and Mr. T that I loved. So I don't know how I get to know Mr. T, but I would hear friends talking about how they loved Face Man. Was that his name? Face?
Just Face.
Face. And
Man.
Murdoch and all this stuff.
Murdoch, man.
Yeah, and I even knew one of them was afraid of helicopters too. Is that Mr. T?
It was. Yes.
Okay.
He's afraid of flying.
Right. So all of this from never having seen the show, but the show is popular enough that Face, Dirk Benedict, who I guess was kind of the wise ass, got his own exercise video, and that's tonight's Found Footage Festival Classic. Okay, I just cut together. He's trying to be, I think, his personality in the show, just kind of a smartass. So here's all the parts where Dirk Benedict is attempting to be funny, and also listen for the A-Team theme that's close, but not close enough to get them flagged for copyright reasons.
Listen carefully to the instructions of each exercise and take your time. Okay, let's begin your warm-up. For those of you who have trouble counting, you'll notice we've added these cute little numbers on my right. 5, if nothing else, you'll all know how to count at the end of this video. 7. The beauty of these exercises, of course, is you can do them in your closet. Groin stretch. We did a lot of this on the A-Team. Television series I did a couple of years ago.
Not to brag.
For those of you who have 2 left feet, you're in trouble. Remember, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. By the way, you'll notice my socks haven't moved.
Can you see a little too much of his groin? Take a look.
By the way, if the glare off of my hair is blinding anybody, I apologize. My wife makes me do this every morning in front of her before I start my day. Isn't this fun?
I don't get it.
I don't know. He's following. His wife makes her worship.
The oblique sideburn is not to be confused with what Elvis Presley wore during his heyday. It's a wonderful exercise to do if you have interesting wallpaper on your ceiling. Of course, if any of you are watching this in Australia, do it absolutely in the reverse order. Just kidding. I don't recommend doing this exercise face down. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm proud of you. I knew we could do it. Put me back in the little case, put it on the shelf. Tomorrow, I'll see you again.
I didn't notice anybody laughing, but I think he was trying to be funny. But
And also, like, he's not that in shape. I mean, like, look at his chest. Like,
I guess it's steel stomach, so it's kind of about your stomach here.
I
But
don't know. I don't see a six pack. I think if you're gonna do if you're gonna call yourself steel stomachs,
yeah,
you better have a steel stomach.
but
Not to
yeah.
diss Dirk Benedict here, but
Can you see a little too much of Dirk Benedict here?
A thing of beauty is a joy forever.
oh yeah, right there. Yeah, back it up.
By the way,
Go
you'll
frame by
notice
frame.
my socks haven't
There
moved.
too.
Frame by frame.
There too, we're seeing too much of Dirk Benedict.
Do arrows. Go by arrows.
Both these shots back
In
to
trouble.
back.
Remember,
Look at the paint
a
area.
thing of beauty is a joy
right there.
forever.
Oh, that's definitely his penis.
Yeah.
By the way, you'll
And
And
notice
here
my
too.
socks
Here, I
haven't
mean,
moved.
how is it? Like,
Oh yeah.
there's
You
got
saw
to
a
be.
little bit of scrotal
By the
set.
way,
Gotta
the
be something.
glare off of my
So-
hair is blinding
All right.
me.
Anyway, yeah. So that's
I
Dirk
think that's a,
Benedict steel stomachs.
I think that's a testament to the 80s and 90s how everybody shat out exercise videos. If even he got an exercise video, because he was not a household name at all.
No,
Right? You
yeah.
had to know the A-Team in order to get this video.
Yeah.
And even then, he said that the A-Team was a few years back, so it's like it's not even like it's coming off fresh off of it.
Yeah, coasting a
TV
little
show
bit.
Did a few years
Right.
ago.
You might be
Right.
familiar with it.
And plus, he had to say that too. You'd think that like you'd be like, oh well, yeah, that's why I got the videos because you were on A-Team. Like,
It's
why else
Face
would you get
Man.
it?
It's Face
Yeah.
Man, everybody. I don't know. I
Reminds
still
me
have
of
never
Steve
seen the
Hyden's Funny
A-Team.
Man.
Yeah, it's like Funny Man. I kind of want to give it a shot though. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those shows that actually holds up. Who knows?
Steve, how much you weigh these days? I'm worried about your weight. Steve has been gaining
No,
weight
I'm
at an alarming pace.
I'm the opposite. I'm going down.
Oh, are you?
Well, so now I'm at the beach this week, so I don't have the last time I weighed myself, I was 230 or 231.
Okay. Well, okay. I like I like a plump Steve personally. I don't want to see a skinny Steve. Nobody wants to see a skinny Steve. But
I don't think Steve's gonna ever get to be a skinny Steve.
so I started doing something where I play IMGs for your target weight to try and inspire you. But I got an IMG in the mail. Do I have to explain what IMGs are?
Yes.
Okay, so IMGs, if you type in IMG and then 4 numbers into a YouTube search, videos that were automatically uploaded from somebody's camera will pop up, and you'll see like 20 of them. They're all like 6 seconds long. They don't have any views. Somebody sent me, and we have like 70 IMG miners right now harvesting IMGs, and Kyle is one of those harvesters, and he sent me an IMG. He said this one is for Steve specifically. And I was wondering why, and then I watched it, and it had toilet paper in it. Because the last 2 IMGs I played for you had toilet paper in it. So
Right.
now I think just videos with toilet paper in them are Steve videos. I think it's
Right.
evolved to that.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
this is from Kyle.
let's no longer worry about my weight. Let's just play me toilet paper videos. How's that?
Exactly. So this is IMG 1912 as 97 views, which is a lot for an IMG. And it's going out to Steve to inspire him.
Oh, it's pretty impressive, actually.
It is actually.
I wonder what he's listening to in the headphones.
Yep, there you go.
Pretty
Steve, did that
good.
inspire you?
The goal. All right. I might have to
Let's
try
try
that
it.
this week.
And it makes sense because Steve weighs 1,912 pounds. So I'm glad we started in with your weight.
Oh, I wish. There'll be so many more IMGs. I'm absolutely addicted to these things. I've been watching them all day. It's like what I spend most of my time on now. They're incredible. There's some that I found that are legitimately funny and should have 1 million views on them.
Do you have more in the cyber video segment
Yeah,
later?
I'm
Okay.
playing 4 of them.
Okay, got
Four quick ones, but they're just so good.
We like to start off the show with viewer requests. A segment we call That It Had Done.
That's it. That it had done. Right there.
Chelsea said that she wrote, she loves music videos. She found some doozies from the old 80s show Night Flight. And she was wondering if we had any tapes of bad music videos. You know, like a label would send a reel of like music videos. Occasionally we would get those, but don't know.
Nightcrawler is the first one that I think
Yes.
of. Nightcrawler, they yes, from Minneapolis, they put together 4 incredible videos. Yeah, I would. Yeah, but what did she wants to do, like an all like music video show?
yeah, she thought that would be a good EP mode episode for our
Sure.
Patreon. But I just don't know that we have enough. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a video that she stumbled across by a band called Madam X. And this will give you an idea of the kinds of music videos we could be looking for. It's called High in High School. All right, that's a little bit of High in High School, and
whoever directed that went to the David Lee Roth School of directing videos.
Yeah, and the band probably came from the David Lee Roth School, because remember David Lee Roth he was obsessed with little people too, and they hired 2 little people in karate outfits to be like Van Halen security on tour,
Yep.
So anyway, real highbrow concept there. So if you have a music video we should find or collect, please send it to us at info@foundfootagefest. And
I like this idea.
We'll start keeping a repository of misguided music videos.
Another one that popped in my head was that guy from North Carolina, that public access show. What's that show called? We played a couple clips from it. What is it?
From North Carolina?
Yeah, from North Carolina.
Amazing music videos. George, you did like a deep dive on it.
Yeah, George, I'm looking in your direction. You still
I'll
have brain cells left.
I'll have to check my creep files. I do. I remember it, and
you'll think of it by the end of the show.
I will look through my notes.
So Chelsea, the edited done. We're gonna look into that.
That's a great idea. I love that idea. So we got an email this week that was exciting. It wasn't really a request. It was alerting us to a video that is a huge find. Actually, we got it from 2 people at almost the exact same time. We got it from Tim and we got it from Scott. And I don't know if they saw the same link or it went up at the same time or what the deal was. But so during our webinar, we tracked down Chris from Mixy, the guy who was the dopey trainee. And we had him on our show. We asked him all sorts of questions. Just as a refresher for who Chris is, I put together Chris's greatest hits from Mixy. If you've been living under a rock and you haven't seen any of the McDonald's training video stuff, this is for you. So here is Chris from Mixy Supercut.
So you're our new Mixy.
Mixy?
You're the new Mixy.
Wow. Very neat, very organized.
Exactly.
That's a lot of places.
You know, it's funny, but I was just doing that earlier.
No kidding.
No fooling.
Come on, we've got a floor to mop.
I'm right behind you.
Isopropanol?
You know, rubbing alcohol.
Oh, okay, I know what you mean. Finesse that wall. That's the way. Make it shine, guy. Make it shine.
Well, what's next?
Garbage. Did you see Mixy?
I saw Mixy. You know, I think we're gonna like it here.
We?
Me and Mixy.
Okay, so that's just a super cut of all Chris. We fell in love with Chris, and that's the reason we're doing the Found Footage Festival now, is because we love that video so much. So when we talked to him, he said that he had been on Letterman before, doing a stupid human trick. And Tim and Scott both sent us an email immediately, like at exactly the same time, saying, I found the YouTube video.
Well, they reached out to a guy who archives all the old NBC Letterman shows, and they reached out to him, I think both at the same time, and said, hey, this guy was on an old Stupid Human Tricks. Could you track that episode down? And the guy uploaded it for them. So I don't think anybody's really seen this apart from us.
We'll definitely, I cut it down, I shortened it a little bit, but we'll put the whole thing up on our Facebook page. So, all right, here is Richard Radetzky. That's Chris from Mixy on Letterman.
Richard Radetzky. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Richard.
And this is post-Mixy.
Nice to meet you, Richard. Richard, where do you live, sir?
I live in New York. I go to school at Northwestern University.
Just near Chicago, isn't it?
Outside of Chicago.
A fine institution.
A very fine institution.
How's the football team this year?
The football team, it's about as... We've got a pretty good team.
Yeah. Now, are they still in the Big Ten? I know there's always talk about Northwestern leaving the Big Ten.
No, we're still in the Big Ten.
All right, good for you. Who's the coach there?
Coach Dennis Green just got a new 3-year contract.
Well, good. Well, Thank you for stopping by with a sports update. Now, here's Sue with the weather. Well,
excellent banter so far.
Yeah.
Like he nailed the opening banter.
Oh, yeah.
Richard, where were we? What are you going to do here?
I'm going to levitate a pea.
You must be with that other guy. You have a platter here of canned peas?
Yes, sir.
All right, where did you learn to do this?
I learned it from my Uncle Harry.
I think that's nice when these things are tossed on family member to family member. Now, what can I do for you? Anything you need?
I might need you to hold the tray, and then after that, if you want, there is a special pea for you to try, and we'll see how that works.
A special pea for me. I can't tell you how honored I feel. All right, do you want the drums or anything?
Sure, I love that.
Stephen? Very nice. Oh, let's take a look here. That's it. You, very nice. If we have time later in the show, I'll do that, but
right,
I'd be embarrassed because that was such an impressive thing.
Well.
No more calls, ladies and gentlemen. We have a winner here.
Yeah, so that's
For a guy we knew nothing about, we couldn't find him. He was an enigma to us for 30 plus years after we found that video, McDonald's video in 1991. And it was right under our noses this whole time. It's amazing.
And that is on the webinar. We're editing that together right now. We're going to upload that. And on the webinar, though, he actually had a piece of gum in, and he did it on his webcam for everybody. Have you guys tried it yet? Have you guys tried doing the pea thing or the levitating a pea?
No, but I should.
I want to try it.
Yeah,
I want to try it. Yeah,
well,
it looks like it's doable.
Yeah, I mean, maybe his Uncle Harry could teach us how to do it. I love that that's who taught him.
Reach out to him now.
Yeah.
Ask him directly.
Yeah, I know. Well, Richard could give us tips.
Yeah.
I have a can of chickpeas right in my my cabinet right now. So see where the night takes us.
What do you think? Should we show them some raviolis?
Come on, let's see your raviolis. Show us 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 your raviolis.
All right. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
It seems like you have 4 things to show, and I only have 2.
This first thing's a short thing. This is
okay.
We got a message from Michael, and I believe he's in Dallas, and he sent this message just out of the blue, and it took me a second to understand what the hell he was talking about. Like, he just sent this. It took me about 15 minutes. I was like, why did he send me this photo?
I didn't get it either.
Him in a grocery store. Yes, and now. But then it all of a sudden hit me, and then I replied back, and I was like, "Oh, thank you for showing us your raviolis." So I get it now. Yes. So
you
that's
guys
Michael.
Yeah, you pick up those people who watch the show pick up on things far quicker than we do. So just a little explanation next time you send us something.
Exactly.
Just one
like
sentence.
I said, all this goes in one ear. At this point, my brain is just like, "Fuck this! I'm not going to retain any of this stuff."
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just all going in the garbage can immediately when the show's over with. So let me keep this McDonald's train rolling here. Ethan sent this incredible McDonald's training video. I can't believe I've never seen it. And most training videos, they actually have like a purpose where they're trying to teach you something. Every training video, even if they're trying to be hokey and they're trying to be funny, at least there's maybe some educational element to it. This one has zero educational element. I think they just made it just to entertain the employee. So the employees in the break room, they're like, let's have a little fun first. Let's watch this. So here it is. It's called Just Clean It. And thank you, Ethan, for alerting us to this. I've never seen this one before, and it's really good. You hear it okay?
Yeah, I kind of got a Devo sound.
Oh, no.
Oh. I got it now.
Like, they didn't change the song up at all.
That's the Mixy uniform.
he thought that Jennifer might be in it. I looked closely. I didn't see Jennifer anywhere in it.
Don't wanna see that dirty better disappear. That's how it's got to be, and I'm making it clear. So clean it, just clean it. You've got to understand there's work to be done. It doesn't have to be a drag. Let's make it fun. So get a mop and broom and get a spray gun and clean it. Just roll up your sleeves and clean it. Clean it, clean it, clean it. Give it all you got, believe it. Show me how shiny, clean it can
Hey, they're seeing Mixy.
Yeah.
He had one of those feather dusters too.
Just Mixy it. Just Mixy it.
This looks like a little bit earlier than Mixy too. Wow.
Yeah,
Weird.
I was thinking maybe we could end the show with that.
Yeah, there's I'd like to see more of it.
Yeah, there's like 7 more minutes of it. It just keeps going on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah, what was that for? It was not instructional at all. You're
I
right.
think it's just like a meeting opener. Just like, all right, you're the cleaners of McDonald's. Here's this video to get you pumped up. I don't know. I think that's got to be it.
It is weird to see somebody in a Mixy uniform who's the opposite of Chris, though. You know, he's just like a cool guy. He's good at dancing. Like, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to see a different Mixy. Okay, I pulled a video. I went to the office like a week and a half ago, and I was looking for other things too that I could digitize. And I found a video about making masks, and it said like making masks for your face and mouth. And I was like, well, that's never been more important than now. The WHO has reported that if everyone wore a mask, it could end the coronavirus for good. And so these masks, though, I don't know if they would help in that regard, but I thought it was still an entertaining video. So, all right.
No, I think these are the masks they were talking about, Nick.
Really?
Already,
Okay.
well, just these 3 that I see here on the screen.
Yeah? Okay,
Yeah.
good. Well, then pay close attention, everybody. It's making masks.
A single machine can stamp out thousands of plastic masks in a short time, and each mask will be exactly the same as all the others. To get a really unusual mask, you've got to make it yourself. It's easy. Use bright colors and bigger-than-life features. The weirder you make it, the scarier your mask will be. It's fun to make paper bag monsters. You can make all kinds of characters. With paper plates and imagination, you can make any kind of mask you want. A few stitches can turn an old brown sweater into a bear mask. And you can use crayon to change an old sheet and some straw into a talking scarecrow. Even though the masks may completely cover your head, you can still breathe, see, and hear through them. Paper plate and fabric masks can be great fun to make and wear. The owl is ready to hoot. This pig mask was formed on the back of a vegetable bowl. Its nose is a short paper tube, and its ears are pink construction paper. This elephant mask was
This
formed on a gallon
N95
jug.
elephant mask.
Its nose is a long paper tube, and its ears are cardboard fruit trays. Next, glue on some cotton ball hair, or sew on some yarn sideburns. And there you have it. A clown is born. In fact, 2 clowns are born. Beautiful masks, scary masks, happy masks. You can make them all.
Oh, the end at the end. Just to let you know that the video's over.
Yep, that's how I knew it was done. I didn't have to keep watching the tape.
That had to have been the composer for The Price is Right. Whoever composed that was also the composer for The Price is Right. George, look that up. I guarantee I'm correct on that one. Also, I'm going to predict this.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, because that's a very wah guitar sound that was in all like Match Game 76 and other game shows.
I thought I heard some Moog in there, though.
I'll look.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have
look.
jumped to a conclusion.
Also, I'm going to predict that the thumbnail for tonight's show is going to come from that montage there.
Interesting.
The bear or the scarecrow. I mean,
I'm
that's
rooting for double clowns, but you know.
Oh, double clown.
You know my preferences.
I feel like we over clown on the thumbnails a little bit.
Probably.
Yeah.
Guilty as charged. I make no apologies for over clowning on the thumbnails.
I just don't want people to think this is the clown show or we're just all clown videos. So
no. Agree to disagree.
All right. So, I went to the office too earlier this week, and I opened up a package from Eileen from Memphis, and she's a librarian there. She said she dug out a bunch from the dumpster. They're probably covered in coronavirus right now, but worth the risk. And this is one of the videos she sent, learning about growing up. And this is from boyhood to manhood, and it's a double disc. And they have from girlhood to womanhood on here too. And I popped this in. Look, that looks like Steve and his wife going off to French kiss on the beach there.
What I always love about those, we have a lot of these puberty videos, and like the women ones are pretty involved and like necessary, and they're like, you know, usually like 45 minutes to an hour. And then the guy ones are like 15 minutes, and they're like, you're gonna get pubes. All right, so you know.
No, the thing that they always bring it up in all of them are nocturnal emissions.
Yeah.
It's like that never even happened to me once. I never got a single nocturnal emission. As much as I wanted one, I was like, I want a nocturnal emission.
You were doing
Don't you want
daytime emissions, that's why.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna suggest I want a nocturnal emission as the title of tonight's show.
Have you guys had nocturnal emissions?
Never
Nick,
once.
you had to have.
Only as an adult.
Really?
Never as a kid, no. Yeah.
You still do have nocturnal emissions?
Nightly. Yeah, no. I just like every once in a while, sure, yeah.
Really? Why don't you tell me when these things happen?
I'm
like,
sorry.
Hey, Joe, I had a nocturnal emission.
You're not on that group text.
Steve and George are though, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, they are for sure.
And they can keep a secret, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I have a special ringtone for it.
So I watched this, and I watched a little bit of it, and it's exactly what you expect it to be. But the best part was the FBI warning at the beginning. It has a genuinely cool song. Usually FBI warning, it comes up and it's quiet and it's on there for 10 seconds, and everybody makes their own FBI warning. This one, they added music to it, and it sounds like horrorcore rap, like a beat for a horrorcore rap. And why don't we observe silence just so that our Melinda mixers could maybe sample this if they want to? It's pretty like muffly, but oh man, I've listened to it so many times, and I looped it so it's extra long. So listen to this song. Here's the FBI warning. Isn't that so fucking weird?
Is it trying to play a PAL
No.
VHS tape in a NTSC VCR? Because it sounds like slowed down. Wow.
No, that's the way it is. Like it's chopped and screwed.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That is a bold choice for a song for an FBI warning.
I thought it was a really cool one.
It's a cool way to get you into that puberty video. Okay, so this one I'm so excited about. I don't know why this has been off our radar. There's a guy named Tom from Minneapolis who has been archiving old Twin Cities public access shows. He's got them on the old U-matic tapes. And I forget how he didn't email me or anything. I think I just found this somehow while searching for cyber videos or something. And it's so remarkable. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. And it's a show called Discover-Rama, which is very much like Stairway to Stardom or Star Search, but it was local out of the Twin Cities. And he posted a full episode, which is like a full half-hour episode that aired on local television. Not public access, but, just a local channel that you could pay to something aired.
I think, yeah.
So anyway, this is a show that aired. I cut together some highlights from the show, which even the title is amazing. It's Discover-Rama.
It's Discover-Rama, the program that presents 5 to 18-year-old performers competing for thousands of dollars in prizes. Brought to you in part by White Castle, the taste some people won't live without. And by Coca-Cola. Coke is it. Scholarships and guest accommodations are furnished by the luxurious Sheraton Midway, the Sheraton with a heart.
Didn't we
now
stay
here's
there,
your
Joe?
hostess
The
of
Midway?
Discover-Rama, Dr. N. Del Vecchio.
Former Discoverama winner, Greg Brown. Thank you, Greg. And the Discoverama Band with Mary Dayfield, Jeff McLeod, Randy Onachek, and Kink Nirvana. Thank you,
Kink
gang.
Nirvana.
Thank you,
That's the
Greg.
guy's name.
And we've got some great contestants today, including a young man who dances on the stilts.
You can hear your heartbeat. The trumpets are ringing, the bassman is swinging. Get us through a new street. The trumpets are blowing, and crowds keep growing.
The Showtime Dancers, and we'll be back in a moment with a young man who dances on the stilts after this.
That's a tease.
Every contestant on Discoverama receives this special T-shirt courtesy of White Castle. If you're between the ages of 5 and 18 and would like to try out for Discoverama, go to any local White Castle store, open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Or write to Discoverama, 436 Mount Curve Boulevard, St. Paul, Minnesota, 55105. Scholarship prizes and accommodations for out-of-town guests on Discoverama are furnished by the Sheraton Midway, the Sheraton with a heart.
Now welcome our next contestant. She's singing and tapping to I Can't Give You Anything But Love, 6-year-old Amy Cons.
I can't give you anything but love, baby. That's the only thing I plenty of, baby.
I've been put down and I've been pushed round. When will I be loved?
A hairbrush?
And we will be back in a moment with the numbers
that
south of the
16-year-old
border with
find
Gert and Smudge right after this.
Greg, you're brilliant, too. La cucaracha, la cucaracha. Now meet our next contestants. They're the front and center singers from the Jewish Community Center. Oh, it's time to start living. Time to take a little from the world we're given. Time to take time for spring.
Little kids acting like old people.
Get to the stilt dancer.
There he is.
There he is.
They make you wait for it, but it's worth it.
First place goes to Amy Cons. Oh, Amy. Congratulations, Amy. Amy, here are your 100 hamburgers from White Castle, presented by Angie Gomez from the Hopkins White Castle. Thank you, Angie. And here is your $100 savings bond from the Sheraton Midway, Amy. Congratulations. And I'd like to encourage all of you to develop your special talents. Remember, you never know until you try. We'll see you next week with more great 5 to 18-year-old performers on Discoverama. See you then.
Discoverama has been brought to you in part by White Castle.
In case you forgot
the
who
taste
brought this
some
to you.
people won't live without. And by Coca-Cola. Coke is it. Scholarships and guest accommodations are furnished by the luxurious Sheraton Midway, the Sheraton with a heart. Susie's Angels are from the stage door of Performing Arts.
I mean, blew me away. Discoverama, where has that been all my life?
Yeah, I love that I think every city must have one of those. New York had Stairway to Stardom. Twin Cities had Discoverama. Everybody must have had their own thing. Variety shows of, local weirdos.
I can't find any reference to Kink Nirvana on Google.
No? Oh, yeah.
Or what was the other one? Dirt and Smudge?
Oh, yeah, the Gert and Smudge were
Smudge.
the comedy duo that kind of did interstitial skits that were honestly tough to get through. But anyway, there are hundreds of videos that Tom has been curating. And so I invited him on the show next week to show some of his favorites. And I've cut a few myself from this archive. So we're going to see even more like early 80s public access local shows from the Twin Cities.
Oh, that's great. So did Tom work on the show, or how does he have them all?
I think he works at the Twin Cities Media now.
Oh, okay. And they just archived them all. Okay.
Yeah. So he's got all. Hang on,
Where'd you get your copies? YouTube?
No, it's on. Sorry, I think the clip was playing. No, Tom sent me. Let's see, where did I get that one? No, he has a website. where he's archiving these. It's the website that was up there in the corner, tcmedia.com, I believe.
Okay.
So if you want to watch
It'd
more,
be nice to be curated, to have him curate like the best of for us.
Yeah, I think that's what he's going to do. And I've been going through myself because I've got some personal favorites that I've cut. So we'll show some of the ones I've cut, and he's got a bunch more that he's cut. But right now he's just posting full versions, like old Minnesota Twins promos that they did from 1982, and a whole bunch of other stuff that's just really good and isn't anywhere else that I've seen. So
yes,
he's
I'm excited about that.
He said he's been a fan of our show for years, and so I'm excited for him to come on. And,
I'm excited for that because it sounds like I don't have to do any work at all for it.
Yeah,
so
that's another.
I just show up
to be excited about. Yeah.
All right. Last one here of Shows Your Raviolis. Bob had just sent this. He knows how much I love tedium, and he knows good tedium. Like, tedium is hard to find. And I showed this a couple weeks ago. Tedium is actually very easy to find, but good tedium is hard to find. This is Gerald McCrory explains the Knockenauer parallel trim bassoon reed. And so this is all about a reed that this guy makes in his woodworking room. And I would put this as a Joe's Tedium Corner, but I chose not to because I think that this particular scene is too exciting. This guy has great tedium voice. He lulls you to sleep. It's very calming to have on in the background, like some background, like a background video. You have this on. But this is him describing the reamer. Like, this is how you have to ream the reed. I don't know exactly what that means. Wasn't really paying attention. I was just listening to the times he said ream. So here's what's his name again? Gerald McCrory talking about the ream situation.
These are the tools I use for reaming my reeds. The first is an 8-inch tapered round file of medium rough cut. The second is a very fine cut rat tail file for cleaning out the tube section after reaming. And the reamer is a single flute tapered reamer made for me by a machinist friend. It is very sharp and one of the best reamers I've ever used. I've tried many other styles of reamer, but this is the only one totally satisfying for reaming that I have found.
You know who he sounds like is Greg from the Austin English as a Second Language.
Yes.
He's kind of got a higher register voice that talks in he enunciates every word.
And you know what the word would be ream, reaming, reamer.
Yeah. This particular reamer is the best reamer I've ever found. And the cover, even the cover's tedious. It's like a novella of.
Who's gonna read that? Even like the top bassoonist in the world would be like, "Fuck this."
Yeah, not exactly gonna fly off the shelves at like an impulse buy.
Yeah, there's Gerald right there. Also, that reamer that he's talking about, he's kind of bragging about. It's a one of a kind reamer that he had made from a machinist friend.
Yeah, his buddy in the reaming business. Yeah,
he's bragging about this reamer that nobody can even get to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, check out this sweet reamer. You don't have one because you don't have a machinist friend.
What an asshole.
Oh, yeah. So maybe we could do that for an EP mode someday. We can watch the whole bassoon read.
Yeah.
What do you think, Nick?
I'll be sick that day.
Okay. That's Shows Your Raviolis.
Come on, let's see your raviolis. Shows 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 your raviolis.
Okay. All right. Should we get into it? Nice things?
Nice things time.
All right. I got a couple. So speaking of Discoverama, Stairway to Stardom, our buddy Mitch Friedman, he's the Stairway to Stardom guy. We had him on our EP mode a couple weeks ago talking about all his Stairway to Stardom knowledge. And he recently uploaded 11 full episodes of Stairway to Stardom. He's up to 38 on there. The page is Stairway to Stardom, all one word. And you absolutely got it. And if you haven't seen Stairway to Stardom, it's this it ran from the 70s to the early 90s. It's like Discoverama. It's like a variety show, local variety show of magicians and singers and dancers. And it's just the best. But so anyway, Mitch reached out and he said that he did we talked about how much we loved Hal Green, who's the drummer. He's the house drummer on Stairway to Stardom. And he said he made a t-shirt of Hal Green. And I thought this was a nice thing. And I want a t-shirt of this. Can you see that? Okay.
Yeah, zoom in. Yeah, there. That's better.
Close in, close in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
an
that's
incredible shirt.
Hal Green on drums. Great shirt. Great shirt. He made some trading cards too for there to Stardom, and we should print these out. These would actually also make great T-shirts, I think. Let me close in.
You got Don Costello. You got Precious.
Oh, the
Taft,
gang's all here. Look at that.
Wayne Rubin.
Look at him. I like this black and white too.
You got
look at Lola Perazo.
Yeah.
Look how cool that one is.
Yeah, it's very stark.
That'd be a great, like on a white T-shirt, just Frank Massey like that. Alvia.
Good
oh, there's a hairdresser.
The Hal Green Trio would be a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a live show in Williamsburg and had some of these people come on, including their house band and everything. So he's really he and his buddy are the scholars on Stairway to Stardom. And I think he said the 11 that he uploaded are the last tapes that he had. He just thought he was inspired after us having him on our EP mode for Patreon backers. He was like, I'm just going to upload the rest of them. So.
But that's another show I love to have on in the background. You know, because he has it all on a YouTube playlist, so you can just play the playlist, and you just have it on. You know, you're cleaning the house, or maybe you're exercising or something. You just kind of have it on in the background. You just kind of walk in on something. It's the best.
I have a couple nice things as well. You might remember that Rebecca we had the Alf contest of drawing Alf as a character, and from Miss Junior America, she drew this. This is the original watercolor.
Oh,
and,
nice.
Yeah, sent it to me. And just coincidentally, around that same time, Meat Clown, who sends us a ton of stuff, and he has a button maker. He can make buttons. Unsolicited, didn't ask him to. He made buttons of Rebecca's drawing. He was so inspired by that. So here's some buttons. And he also made these buttons, which I don't remember who made these, but it's the Moose Unbelievably Cool logo.
Unbelievably cool.
But
yeah.
it says VCR Party. Unbelievably cool.
That would look so good on a jean jacket.
I know.
Are you hoarding all these for yourself?
Yeah, I just want multiple copies of them. No, I'm going to give them away. But here's the contest. Good. You need to send in an essay about why you deserve a button. But the essay is it needs to be 27 words long. So it can be
exactly.
Yep, exactly.
And why 27 words?
Because I did a random number generator right before the show, and 27 is what it came up with.
Okay.
So 27 words. I will pick the best ones to get buttons. Send those to info@foundfootagefest.com.
Oh, you're not going to pull the essays out of a hat then?
Nope.
You're going to select the one that's the best.
I've taken the feedback, but to be honest, I've got so many buttons, I think everyone will get one. But send me your essay.
Wait, say it again.
Spend some time on this and send me your 27-word essay. Another nice thing, Lucia sent this. She's been using our Zoom backgrounds that if you're a Patreon backer at the $5 and up level, George has put together some backgrounds for your Zoom meetings. And then in our webinar, we gave away this one here of Dee Grunig from the Magical Rainbow Sponge just for joining the webinar.
Nice.
So she said she's been putting these in meetings, including
she had a Joe's Tedium corner last week. We played, yeah,
and including she put an animated one of the cats riding motorcycles. Has never gotten a comment on it in any meetings. But then she says here that she said she's been using them. She attended a live concert by the Canadian artist Sarah Sleen, and a couple of times in between songs, she was looking through at people, and she said, "Hi, Lucia. Oh, look at the pretty paintings behind you." So Dee's impassioned painting is what it took to get somebody to comment on the Zoom background, she says. And she says, "Cheers, pronounced Lucia." She put a pronunciation guide for Steve, who has so much trouble with that.
Yeah, he kept saying, like, no, 2 syllables, 2 syllables.
Yeah.
And it is.
It was embarrassing.
It is 2 syllables.
I mean,
I was mispronouncing it.
By the way, there's also Meat Clown also made these Pudgy Wudgy buttons.
Ooh,
so there's some
Meat
really
Clown
good
can
stuff.
do it all.
Yeah. So those are also up for grabs in the 27-word essay.
Nice things. Yeah, I got some. I told you I went to pick up the box from Eileen. Eileen, she texted me and she said, I sent you a box. And when she sends a box, like, I go down immediately.
Yeah.
It's always so good. This is the one that I showed before of Steve and Liz on the beach ready to do some Frenching. Some major Frenching. And then, but she also sent this one, Nick. I think she had you in mind for this one. This is.
It's Patty Davidson.
Yeah. And this is all in a Memphis dumpster outside of a library is where she had all these.
She's hooked us up with Grupo Nietzsche, so much good stuff.
And so many of them have, like, do not return by way of book drop. You know, they have a stamper that says that.
A little bit of history on those.
Hold on, I got some more here. Here's a Disney video, and look how shitty the Winnie the Pooh is and the Piglet. Like, that's like your Mask video, Nick. Like,
we would watch that show. It's called Pooh Corner on the Disney Channel.
Oh yeah,
and it was the puppets were not puppets. They were people in costumes. Were not good.
No, look at that. Winnie the Pooh sucks. It's Walt Disney. They have Walt Disney money behind them. That's the best they could do. Dog training for children. I don't know why that made me laugh, but it did. Dog training for
children training for dogs is the other follow-up to that.
And then this great cover, Cats.
Oh, whoa.
That's pretty
good. Great cover. Love the tail of the S.
It's enormous, too, or else the lady's tiny.
Yep. And she sent a bunch more, but those are some of my favorites. So.
Wow. Thanks, Eileen.
Thanks, Eileen.
Nice things. Anything else?
That's it.
Well, if that weren't enough nice things, we also have been scouring the internet to find some videos. This is a little out of our comfort zone, but we got some good stuff this week. This is how to watch cyber videos on the internet.
All right, who wants to go first?
I'll jump right in.
Yeah, Steve.
All right. So this was sent by one of the Melindas, Gil, and he really thought you guys would like it. And I watched the whole thing. The whole thing, it's an electronic press kit for the lead singer of Queensryche, and it reminded me more about the dating videos, where you're trying to sell yourself as a date, than it did for an electronic press kit. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, as would Gil.
It sounds great.
Okay.
I don't think we have many EPKs, do we?
Oh, you guys are going to love this. I think, hold on one second. I think you guys need to watch the whole thing. I'm only going to play. Go ahead.
I'm just going to go ahead and say that my dad and I saw Queensryche in concert one time. And, yep. So this...
So you have a personal connection to this, too. You're
I do.
More.
My name is Jeff Tate. I'm a singer, songwriter, traveler. Oh, yeah. I love my job.
Oh, yeah.
I'm one of the founding members of Queensryche. We've been a band for 30 years. Music is my great passion. But I've been told that my passion for living borders on extreme. I guess I'm an experience junkie. I crave adventure. In fact, if there's any excuse for adventure, I'm there. I usually bring a couple of motorcycles on tour with me. Ride between cities. Motorcycles, music, wine.
And I still wear a helmet.
Some, but not all the passions in my life.
Not cool.
It has been quite an experience becoming a grandfather. I had no idea that it would affect me so profoundly. I've had a glimpse of my own mortality. They say life is for living, so pack everything in you can. And I've reached this stage. Oh, wait, watch this. You could move a mountain! Yeah, love that. This is life. It's happening right now. And I say, bring it on.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Wow. Oh, what a douche.
He's a.
Yeah, it's hard to look dorky on a motorcycle, but he managed to pull it off. Sitting there like, and like I ride a motorcycle, but I wear I wear a helmet too. But bad boys don't. He kept talking about how much he's a bad boy. You just should be wearing a helmet.
25? No way. I'm going 32.
He owns a wine. He owns a wine label.
That's not a
and
cool
so I
bad
kind of
boy
have a whole
thing.
No.
I'm into wine.
And like his beard's all chiseled and like nice and
died. Clearly died.
Queensryche. Queensryche I know is Silent Lucidity. Like that didn't feel like Queensryche to me.
Well, they have mostly rock and roll. I think that's their one ballad, but that was their hit.
Yeah, I know, but that seemed like I always thought of them as like an 80s or 90s band.
Yeah.
Like, this seemed way too contemporary. This seemed like early 2000s.
I think it's his solo career, right? And he's talking about being a grandfather.
I guess I don't. It's
That just screams rock and roll, talking about being a grandfather.
I want to see the version of that for Nick and Joe. I want you guys to make a video, your bad boy video, for projecting 10 years from now, after you've had an acrimonious split, and you each are doing your own solo VCR thing.
I'm going to send you guys the whole link, but you guys also have to look at the comments. Everyone's
Please do.
Absolutely ripping into.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's in the same vein as Corey Haim, Me, Myself, and I, and Brenda Dixon, Welcome to My Home. You're like, why did they think? Has no one ever tamped down their ego ever in their lives? Just been
I'd like to issue a correction. My dad and I went to see the Scorpions. We did not go to see.
Oh, okay.
I issued a correction. That's not necessarily an apology.
Is it nearby?
Yeah, is it close to you?
It's in the other room, but I issued a correction. Right, that's different than an apology.
I think it's still.
And by the way, I priority mailed before I knew that Steve was in his beach home. I priority mailed some Batman Returns cereal that's long expired, for saying that Lucio was 2 syllables and insisting that he was right about that.
Steve, have you ever eaten Batman cereal?
Never. This will be my first time.
All right.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm
this
not
kind of
happy about it.
This kind of has a rice checks and marshmallows vibe to it, so you're gonna enjoy. All right, George, what do you got?
Sure. Let's see. So my drummer has been a great. My emails with him over the years have been a great source for cyber videos. I just look up YouTube, and he sent me this. This is a video. I'm not even going to set it up.
Okay.
Here we go.
Even better. Guitar players.
Anyhow, it goes on, but this is Songwriter X and the Skeleton Band. They have a wealth of YouTube videos, and they're all just green screen. I believe it may be 1 or 2 people just wearing all the costumes, and their friend who's actually doing the lead singing on.
George, I'm going to conjecture. I think that's what your dreams look like every single night. Like every single night you have that dream, but you don't consider it a nightmare. You're like, oh, that was another good one last night.
Yeah, no, it's just my segue between one day and the next.
Yes, exactly. Instantly your eyes close, and then that happens, and it's blaring, and then you wake up, and then the next day, and you're like, oh, that was a cool dream.
That's how you measure time.
Indeed.
Yep.
Wow.
But I recommend you look up Songwriter X.
I'm going to. I'm their newest fan. Joe, what's the latest with the IMG project?
So it's going well. It's going really well. We're getting some great stuff in, and I spent most of my day today combing through all of them. And there's so many though. It's a little daunting. I think I might need to get an assistant or somebody to help me log all these things. I want to put it into a spreadsheet. I want to get it organized before I start picking them all up, but I was just combing through some emails today, and we'll start off with Kyle. This is Kyle's the one who sent the toilet paper one to Steve. Steve, did you say thanks to Kyle for the toilet paper one?
Thanks, Kyle.
He sent IMG 1905, and his description was really good. It was it had 11 views, and then the description was introverted joker enjoys an indoor fire hazard, and it is exactly that. He's introverted. I'm not saying that.
Wait till they get a load of me or whatever.
Yeah, so they're lighting off indoor fireworks.
Accurate description?
Yep. Yeah, you can't be introverted if you're going to be the Joker, though, can you? I mean,
you got to commit.
You got to go for it. He's just kind of sitting there nicely and smiling.
And by the way, it's the 31st anniversary of the release of the Batman movie.
Wow, did you see that?
So this is very timely.
Yeah, I remember going to see it on opening night.
Timely tie-ins.
Yeah, well done, George.
Love it. All right, next up from Amber. Amber sent IMG 1515. It had 3 views. Raw footage for an amateur commercial. No idea why they would post this. No clue why they would post this. This has to have been an accidental one. It's 30 seconds long. It's for a sports bar.
Man, I hate how there's not a single good place to watch a good game around here.
I know. I mean, man, you think about getting these NFL games on Monday nights and you're just, trying to find a good place in town. What about mugshots? The Monday Night Mugshot Challenge. They're great. They offer the best drinks in town, man.
What kind of deals they got?
Oh, they got half-price drinks and $4 Margs and like the Mugshot Challenge. I mean, on Monday nights, and they offer NFL games. Man, let's go in.
He looks back. It's like he was directing a little bit.
They're talking about
Margs.
Yeah, $4 Margs.
Never heard that before.
But they're talking about a place that they could go on Monday night to watch football, NFL games, and then they just stumbled across mugshots at that same exact moment, and then he's like, "Oh, we should go here." So that whole time it was Monday night.
Yes, I guess so. Yeah,
he was referring to tonight as Monday night.
Right.
Continuity error.
Yeah.
It almost feels like they didn't put that much thought into it, or audio equipment.
I'm going to say that's my favorite IMG so far.
Oh, really?
That's my number one.
I actually debated playing that one tonight because I was like, I don't know if it's as good as the other ones, but I'm glad that I did.
Yeah. That's my favorite so far.
All right. Derek sent 1824, 4 views. His description was meat or something like it.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was
I hate how watery it was.
Yeah, I know. It was so glistening.
Ugh.
Yeah, but my favorite are the 7-second ones. You just click on there and so good. This is also from Derek. This is also an 1824. 1824 turned out to be a great number. IMG 1824, 33 views. Pool Iguana moves on up is what he called it. And this, I think, is a genuinely good video. I think it should have 100,000 views, and it should be on America's Funniest Home Videos. But instead, hardly anybody's seen it. All right, here it is. Pool Iguana moves on up.
Well, what we have here is about a meter long.
Can you hear it okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's in my pool. He doesn't know what to do. He's going to make a go for it here. There he goes. Yeah, no, didn't make it yet. This time, maybe. Come on, let's go. It's up. Where you go? Hey, yep. Just, no, not mouse.
Oh,
genius!
That's a $10,000 winner right there.
No, not the house, not the house.
Oh, man, that deserves to at least be titled something other than IMG.
I know, exactly.
That's a great discovery. Who found that one?
Derek. Yeah,
well, good find. Wow.
Did that usurp your amateur commercial?
Yeah,
as your
it
favorite
did.
one? Okay.
But those two are up there. That's the amateur commercials number 2. That's number 1.
What was your favorite part of amateur commercial?
The guy's billowy golf shirt. Yeah, and just the fact that they didn't think they needed to write down dialogue. Oh, we'll just riff. Yeah, all right.
Those are my cyber videos.
Oh, amazing. I don't like to plug my outside projects here, but how long have we been doing VCR Party now? Is it
2.5 years?
2.5 years.
2.25 years?
So I do another YouTube show that I've been doing for 3.25 years, so about a year longer.
Really?
And yeah, and I mean, the other week I was complaining about how I couldn't get this headset typed in because I didn't have the right, my dongle broke. And the reason I have dongles on my mind most times is because I have this long-running YouTube show called Talkin' Dongles. And I've never shown it. I don't like to promote it because it's on at 9 o'clock on Tuesdays. It's airing right now opposite our show. Gets a lot more viewers.
I was going to say, what's your subscriber count at?
1.5 million.
Okay.
And but yeah, I just wanted to play some highlights in case you're looking for a different show. If you've gotten sick of VCR Party, here's some highlights from my long-running YouTube show all about dongles.
Come on along, go, here's a song, go talking dongles. Join the throng, go million strong, go talking dongles. Here's King Congo with a bongo and a sarongo, it ain't wrongo. You like dongles, you need dongles, it's talking dongles with Nick.
Hello, Dongleteers. This is Talkin' Dongles. My name's Nick. This is Marty. I've got 10,000 dongles, and I'm going to try to explain them all to you. And that's why I do recommend the Smart Dongle. All right, Steve, any reports from the Dongleverse?
Well, Sally G is asking in the chat, what is a dongle?
All right, Jesus Christ, how many times do I have to go over this? Which just takes 2 AA's. Thoughts on this one, Marty?
I'm going to zoom in. Can you see it, the zoom in here?
Yeah.
They claim that there was a guy named Don Gall who was a software developer who came up with this. It turns out, though, that this is an urban legend. I'm still looking for him.
Okay.
But, so
I've always heard it's because it's from Donegal, but okay.
Yeah, well, that's the mystery that'll continue to plague us, and that's why we keep doing this show. Thoughts on the SanDisk, Josh?
Carrie, on average, how many times
I had
a
the
week does
Goonies
someone
reunite
come
for an
up to
episode.
you and scream, Andy, you Goonie!
Ha 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 ha. Okay, Goonies, can we get back to just talking about dongles?
You like dongles, you need dongles, it's talking dongles with Nick.
Yeah, so that's just
I had no idea. So you three work on this.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's how I met.
Okay.
Yeah, they're very involved in it.
Yeah, it's the only one that my family like watches and likes. Like
Oh, really?
everything that I've ever worked on, they don't care about it. That's the only one that like.
For that last episode, how many views did that last episode have?
Well, here's like a sample one. This one is episode 83. That one looks like 1.566 million views.
Yeah,
but it was when a new Apple dongle came out, so I got we coasted off that a little bit.
I see it. It's an hour and 33-minute show, huh?
Yeah, it goes long. There's
Sounds
a lot
like there's
to
a lot
talk
of things
about.
to talk about
Yeah.
there. Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Well, it's news to me,
Yeah, I don't like to toot my own horn, but it's a show we're really proud of.
No,
So-
absolutely. We should promote our own things. It's
Yeah.
just a shock to me that I didn't know about this whole Talking Dongle thing. But
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. Are you up
And-
for any sort of Webby Awards or anything? Or are you?
Yeah, we've won them all. But
Oh, you have. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm surprised I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, every single Webby. Yeah. And that's how to watch cyber videos on the internet. Let's get into some of these Melinda mixes. These are where we post, like the FBI warning. We just give that to you raw and unedited, and some people, like Joe Blevins, likes to mix some of these up and use samplers and, I don't know, whatever you use to make cool remixes. And we invite you to do that by emailing info@foundfootagefest.com.
Nick, they probably sampled you saying that. And they'll probably use you saying samplers, and I don't know what other things they use. They're going to sample that.
They probably will. We're
Yeah.
not safe from anything. So I just wanted to play one to start off with that. It was from the Rubik's Cube video. Rubik's Cube, what's it called? The Puzzle of the Century. And this one, who did this one? It's really cool. And it's using just one drum beat that they took elsewhere, Wade, but everything else is taken from the video and remixed. So this one is pretty cool. I put a video along with it too.
Mankind has always been intrigued by problems, puzzles, magic and tricks to accomplish what appears impossible. We don't like not knowing the answers to things. We come now to what surely can be called the puzzle of the century. Let's get started. Mankind has always been the puzzle of the century. Mankind has always been magic. We come now to accomplish what appears impossible. Let's get started.
Kind of got a trancey feel to it. It's kind of a
chilled, cool.
Hanging out on a porch somewhere in the summer, drinking $4 Margs. You know, put that on the back.
Yeah, that was a good one. Nick Grote sent one in. Remember, Nick, you put up the Sharky and the Prego Shuffle?
Yes.
Just for them to use the lyrics for that, and they could put something behind it. And Nick Grote did 2 birds with 1 stone here. He has both Sharky and Prego
Kathy
Shuffle
Smith,
in here.
yeah.
Yeah, Kathy Smith's Prego Shuffle. And I just put a little video to accompany it. Wait, also, I wanna before I play it all the way through. Do you remember when George started singing along with the Sharky song and interrupted it, and we had to redo it because George he sampled that part.
Great!
Nick sampled that part. So listen very closely to this.
Okay.
I mean, this is Sharky's rap here.
My name is Sharky and I'm part of the crew. I've got a pirate rap just for you. My name is Sharky and I'm part of the crew.
Nick, are you gonna tell George to shut the hell up again?
Yeah, George, shut the hell up.
I thought I was muted.
My name is Sharky and I'm part of the crew. I've got a pirate rap just for you. We're sailing these seas to let you know it's not always cool to go with the flow. Well, never mind, Timbers, let's take a look. Who's this coming? It's Captain Hook. He's a hero of kids and a parent's friend. He's using his hook to an animal end. My name is Sharky and I'm part of the crew. I've got a pirate rap just for you. My name is Sharky and I'm part of the crew. I've got a pirate rap just for you.
Yeah, I mean, they got to sample this.
Yeah.
I've lived in fear of this for weeks.
It was bound to happen. Hey, I think people really went nuts on that because Joe Blevins, who has his Tumblr is Mary Worth. What is
it's a weird name that I can never remember.
Yeah.
It's like, what is it called?
It's like Mary Worth again.
Twice. Mary Worth.
So he did one to Sharky rap too, and I put a music video to that. So here's just Sharky on its own.
My name is Sharky and I'm part of the crew. I've got a pirate rap just for you. We're sailing these seas to let you know it's not always cool to go with the flow. Well, never mind, Timbers, let's take a look. Who's this accompaniment? It's Captain Hook. He's a hero of kids and a parent's friend. He's using his hook to an animal end. This is with Captain Hook. It's reaching into every nook. Down the city day and night, reaching families with the gospel light.
There's the Sharky rap on its own. I think is it both of them, Mary Worth? Is that what it is?
Both of them, Mary Worth.
Yeah.
That's
so
what it is. Yeah.
Joe also did a separate one for the Prego Shuffle. This might be my favorite because he said he was kind of doing an experimental thing where he kind of made it a horrorcore style rap.
Oh, cool.
So, and I made the music video to represent that as well. It's kind of spooky, so take the kids out of the room. So it kind of takes on a new meaning when
wow, that's cool.
when it has those cool horrorcore backgrounds.
Most talented Melindas in the business. Like other shows have other Melindas, but their Melindas are not as good as our Melindas. We have the best Melindas.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
So those are the Melinda mixes for this week. We'll take a break before we offer new stuff up because I feel like they're still coming in.
Yeah, well, I mean, the FBI warning from before that.
yeah.
I mean, yeah,
That
it's a little muddled, but like, yeah, I think it could be a good one.
That counts. Yeah.
All right, that's it. Are we wrapping things up here?
Yeah.
Oh no, we got a report from the Melindaverse here.
Oh yeah, we can pause for that. Let's do it.
This appeared in the Melindaverse. Major emergency. What is the IMG with the penises singing hot stuff? I just because I'm imagining somebody like happening upon this post and trying to figure out what's happening.
Well, here's the thing. If that ever happens again, call 911 first. Don't go to the Melindaverse. Always just call 911 first and ask them what the penis video is.
But I like that another commenter just said 1623. They knew it. So it's a self-policing kind of Facebook
Travis
group.
Thompson hopped right on.
Yep.
1623.
I believe Travis Thompson works for 911, so I think it's.
Okay. Great.
It
All right.
routed. Okay.
But the big news of the week came with an email forwarded to me. Melinda Leslie Watkins sent in this email, and she said, I found out who Shuffler the clown is. So several years ago, she watched a documentary called The Natural History of the Chicken, and she said, and I quote, one of the people interviewed was an eccentric woman who lived in a large home and swam in her pool with her white, silky bantam chicken. When you first showed clips of Shuffler and her bantam chicken Cotton, it instantly struck me as familiar because really, how many older women were out there with pet bantam chickens who live in large houses? And that's
love the way you think, Leslie. I love the way you think.
Mm-hmm.
So first, let me, in case you somehow don't know who Shuffler is.
You just fell off the turnip truck.
Here's just a brief glimpse of Shuffler from VCR Party episode 73. I believe it's Flying Sex Man was the episode. So here's a clip from that video.
Ride and ride and ride and ride with you and your daddy inside. I need to drink water or even gasoline. Then I can drive you around in my machine. Who am I?
Who is it?
Oh, look!
I haven't been paying
It's time to
attention.
go, Carter.
There's her chicken.
I am an automobile. Come on, Cop. Let's go.
She's taking her rooster or her chicken.
Is it an actual chicken?
Yeah, it performed.
Okay, so she said, here, let me just show you a clip
Seemed like a great episode.
From it really was.
Kind of
low energy.
So what's hot in there?
So here is a clip from that documentary, The Natural History of the Chicken.
Okay, let's see if Leslie was right.
Hi, everybody. This is Cotton the Rooster. Cotton Rooster's been with me, about 7 years, and he's really my soulmate. I fell in love with him, and he fell in love with me. Right, Cotton? He's such a little sweetheart. This is a very special little chickie. As you can see, this is my baby.
Now here's where things get weird.
She nude?
It's hard to tell.
Knowing a chicken is something very special. They're just not here on this earth to eat.
Oh, no.
They're here because they're beautiful creatures of the universe.
Okay, so in that, so we have...
That's her.
Yes.
100%. 100% her.
And so she also gave us the sad news update that she had passed away a few years ago. So there was a message from... Yes?
Well, I was going to say, it looks like she died at 82. She lived a full, weird life, and that's...
Sure.
Yeah.
All anyone can ask for.
Her son posted a very loving message, but Ingvar, so I looked up Ingvar, and here is Ingvar Estrada. If you want real estate in Palm Beach and want to learn more about Shuffler, that's the person to go through. But for me, this was a very personal thing because Nick also included this message. Are you worried about your job security after this, George? And the answer is, I don't own the whole world. I'm not just the creep for the universe. The Melindas and I are working on this together. We're all trying to get to the bottom of something. And I feel very good about everybody else looking into these things. I'm not going to hog the limelight. So, Leslie, you are the first creep of the week.
Whoa!
Oh,
Hey,
the creeps of the
congratulations,
week.
Leslie.
Yeah. Also, the word job and the job security implies that there's money involved, and we don't pay you anything. So
I didn't want to bring that up.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to lose my job.
Leslie's like, the hell with that. You can keep your creep status.
I watched that, so I got that email too, and I saw it. I saw Natural History of the Chicken. I was like, oh, sign me up. So I looked it up. It's on Amazon Prime. And I watched it. The director of that is the guy who did Cane Toads. Do you remember Cane Toads?
Yeah, I love the Secret History of Cane Toads. Yeah.
So if you haven't seen Cane Toads, you got to see that. That's also on Prime. We watched that in a biology class in high school, as if it's like it's more of a quirky documentary. The guy who's the director, I forgot his name, but he makes quirky documentaries, and he basically finds a subject. And then he finds all the weirdos around that subject and then interviews the weirdos. Like in that Natural History of Chickens, there's one scene where there's one person they interview about they chopped off the head of a chicken and the chicken lived its entire life with its head chopped off. And so they just talked about that. So it's not actually a natural history of the chicken. It's
right.
Weird, fucked up stories about chickens.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Errol Morris style.
It definitely
early Errol Morris kind of thing.
And I think a lot of these aired on PBS too, which is
fully on board for that.
Yeah,
fun
look it
PBS
up.
to make more of those. All right, I think that's it. That we have. If you were not around for Saturday's bonus Quarantine Classics episode, we're taking a 2-week hiatus from Quarantine Classics and from Frenchie and the Creep. However, our regular scheduled EP mode episodes will go up Thursday night. Both this Thursday and what are we watching this Thursday?
Linda Blair. We're watching the Linda Blair prank video, or how to get revenge.
Oh
video.
Yeah, how to get
Linda
revenge.
Blair.
We're watching the entire video of that. So if you want to join us on Patreon, you can watch that with us. Otherwise, we'll be back next Tuesday. We'll see you then.
And for the EP mode, you got to be a $10 Patreon and up. But I suggest you do it because last week on the EP mode, Nick revealed that he wears his hat around the house. Like when he's just around the house by himself, he'll keep his hat on, which I thought was very strange. Steve, when you're walking around the house and you're all by yourself, do you keep your hat on?
A lot of times, yes.
Okay. Still weird. It's still weird. Why do you need your hat on when you're around the house?
Then I don't want to have to go, like, if I'm gonna go outside or whatever. Like sometimes, like if I'm getting up in the morning, decide I'm gonna wear a hat that day. I just throw the hat on, and then it's not like take it off, put it on. It's not
no fuss, no muss.
But then your head gets all sweaty and damp and
And I take
smelly.
the hat off at that
Oh,
point.
I would not want to smell either of your hats.
Go ahead. I'm in air conditioning all day. I don't know where the damp and sweaty part comes from.
Yeah, but you even said your hair gets greasy.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with being in a hat. If I didn't have the
No,
hat
I know,
on,
but the grease is cooking in there, though.
I don't know if that it's cooking. I don't know.
It's stewing. It's marinating.
Okay.
Your hair grease is marinating in your head now.
This has mesh holes. It's very breathable. So yeah.
Doesn't matter.
All right.
Doesn't matter.
Well, everybody
Steve,
can
you
wear
too.
wear hats when and however they want to. That's
Anyway, my
message.
point was be a $10 and up Patreon member so that you can find out cool stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you get a lot of dirt that way. All right, what are we going out on tonight?
Let's wrap up on the Michael Jackson Just Clean It video.
Okay, Just Clean It?
Just Clean It. All right, that's it. If we had been prepared, we could have done better.
We'll be right back right after that.
Everyone's a puppet when they're dead.
Schon wieder. Ja, jogging.
Let's clean it. Just roll up your sleeves and clean it. Clean it.
When we return, Dr. Selner will complete the bunion surgery.
Yes, those are his pajamas he's wearing.
All right, I gotta go.
That's all. That's it.
Let me see that one.
Rocks are done. Gotta sleep. Bye.
That's it. That had done it.
We did our best. If we'd been prepared, we could have done better.
What do you think about Bibra?
About what?
Mine not there for yuck anymore.
That's all I'm doing.
We'll be right back right after that.